Hybrid mixing is a tricky area at the best of times, and in Atmos it's rarely talked about at all. So what's the issue? The main stumbling block I personally didn't foresee is that my prized Atmos interface does not in fact have a dedicated effects loop for external processing, as it's primarily focused on the dark art of multi-channel outputs. It does, however, have a pair of high-quality preamp inputs on the front, but to complete an effects loop, you have to repurpose an unused speaker output, of which there are 4, which means the level will change if the main volume is turned up or down. Now, hurdle number 2 is that Pro Tools only allows for a single interface at a time, so you can't use a second sound card to run the effects loops like you can in some other DAWs. Although you could technically create one using Pro Tools Aggregate I/O, but what I'm about to show you is way more than a workaround. Freqport sent me over a pair of these fo1 units, which saved my ass.
Take it easy.
The point of the fo1s is that they separate the effects loop from the in-out of your audio interface entirely. I'm now able to create an effects loop for the SPL and run it directly into Pro Tools via the USB-C connection of the FreqInOut fo1s. Each fo1 can accommodate up to 4 mono hardwares, 2 stereo, or a mixture of both, i.e. 1 stereo and a couple of mono. The Freqport, although not a converter in the traditional sense, runs at 32-bit and it has its own DSP that calculates the round-trip latency or RTL of the effects loop and negates the need to manually calculate that because it's boring. Instead of using the Pro Tools hardware insert, you now have a Freqport banger to insert on the track and process your audio. That plugin is a chain comprised of your connected hardware, and you can rearrange it in the interface like this, just dragging them around. If you're using a stereo unit, the plugin then becomes mid-side capable, and it also has a mix control for wet and dry, whether mono or stereo. fo1 is pretty easy to get started with. You plug in the output of your hardware to one of the 4 numbered ins on the unit, and then you create your effects loop by plugging your input into the corresponding out. And simply connect your computer or powered hub via USB-C, download the software,
scan the plugins in your DAW, and Bob's your uncle.